fantastic. Getting ready, hold the coffee, pour it steady. Phantoms, ghosties, goblins too. Take a seat, have a brew, have some cookies, fill the tank. No white chocolate or walk the plank. The plank is standing by. Drop bears fall from out the sky. Steampunk pictures, chatter start, worlds of wonder, crazy art, ancient stories, modern myths, fakers, fall trolls always miss. The plank is standing by, drop bears fall from out the sky. Steampunk pictures, chatter start, worlds of wonder, crazy art, ancient stories, modern myths, fakers, fall trolls always miss. Fantastic.
Hey! Right, I've got a confession to make. I woke up 20 minutes ago. Hang on. Let's get some music. Blame Crow. Going live at stupid times again. I won't care. I slept in the middle of it. Hang on. Only comments. Right, let's start from 1:30. Yeah, the music's on. I've got the fan on because I'm boiling, but let me know if it's too loud. Okay. Caroline, you treasure, hello, how are you doing? My voice should be less crackly in a few minutes, guys. I've got coffee. Hey Carla, hope you're alright. Pinky, you guys got more stamina than me. I'd only had an hour sleep because I couldn't sleep again last night. I'd had an hour and then Crow went live. So I caved during Crows, went back to bed for an hour or so. Finished off with Crow live and then went back to bed. Woke up 20 to 2. I slept through all my alarms. I suck. Hey Anne, had a shock of a day going to have a cuppa and get Eddie out for a walk, hopefully with you all. Oh, the boiler broke. Oh no. Oh, I don't know where you are on, but if you're in the winter part, that sucks. Wrong time of year for that to go. Any time of year is the wrong time for that to go, especially now. Hope that all works out quickly for you, darling. Hey, Pump. Thank you for sharing. If everybody can hear me, just awake. Just. Roger. Didn't show up on the main screen. What, the chat? Oh, YouTube's so glitchy at the minute. Like, oh. Fortunately, the power mods were in Crows this morning, including Mike, and Raven, and Sky, and so good to see you. Uh, sounds like flies when you're on the ride. I couldn't believe when I woke up he was still live. 4.5 hours, I think he went. Your mum is on the chat. Mike was Myco Minerals once. Yes, Mike has an awesome and his lovely better half really have an awesome site, and they're on Instagram and on Etsy selling crystals. I've bought some in the past. Know quite a few people have some of Mike's stuff. Stormy does, Crow does. Highly recommended, and they do lives on Instagram on Wednesdays and Saturdays to show all the beautiful stuff that they're selling. So if somebody wants to put Mike, or Mike wants to put Mike's link in the chat for that, that'd be awesome. Must order my niece's calendar tomorrow. The main thing I've got left to do is the calendar. So still got to put some of that together. Just got to. Right. I've completed half my Christmas shopping. Me too. I've completed all my Christmas shopping because I'm not doing any this year. Apart from buying the dinner. Christmas is cancelled. Back to all night tonight, Shane, because I enjoyed the 2 to 10 yesterday. I bet. 2 to 10 is my schedule, says Mike. I'm sorry if I'm missing anybody. I really am not awake yet. Wayne. Hey, sweetie. Indoors by 10:30. So yeah, that's when you don't get your chill time. That's when it's really knackering. You need your downtime. You need your you time. Sponge. I think Wayne got sauce. I think I saw it Crow's chat. Wayne managed to get to a doctor or something to. Was it yesterday? What day is it? It's Tuesday. It must have been yesterday. You can tell that I'm groggy. Alexis Artemis Green had the first. Hello, gym time. Oh God, I can barely stay awake. You'll go to the gym. Go for me. Do a double shift at the gym. Do a shift for Sarah. Sage Rats. Hey. Thank you. I like that one. It's quirky. I like the art in that one as well. If you're on, I was going to download it for the intermission, but I haven't done it yet. But on my art channel, not my art channel, on my animation channel, there's a new Christmas one I put up last night. Terry, good afternoon. Crow the chat already. Alexis, you pillar standing in the community. Absolutely. I'll back that. I guess Sarah gets you with each video. I wish. Get the French roast on. Yeah, and some. Oh my God. I've only had one sip so far. Such a professional. So if you're already in Crow's live today, you had Crow going at 100 miles an hour. And you've got me barely moving. I have literally just rolled out of bed. And that means my voice is croaky, by the way, for a bit. Lullaby to make Sarah fall practice. No, don't. It's not like I haven't slept. What time did Crow finish? About 9. I've had about 4 hours. 2 hours when he was live. 1 before he went live. So, what, 7 hours? That's more than I normally get. Pom, thank you so much. Have a coffee. I will. Thank you, sweetie. I cooked 20 minutes ago too. Yeah, it's what do we do with our lives? Literally. Oh, Sponge. I have I missed the lane coming in. I can't survive without sleep at the minute. See, in the past I would have just soldiered through crows and I just couldn't. Feel bad about it, but it is what it is. It's because I'm up all night at the minute. So the last couple of lives, he's gone live just as after I've gone to bed. Hey, Elaine. I still need to message you. I'm so good at everything. You do need more than an hour. Just wasn't happening last night. That was me the night before. That's why I did a impromptu live on in the early hours of Monday morning. About 4 o'clock Monday morning, I just thought, fuck it, just go live. Could not sleep at all. I managed a couple of hours after Crow. You're welcome, sweetie. Has Mike's link gone in? Have I missed it? I miss Crow's life. I know he does that, and I was actually going to go back and watch the middle two. But you know, if he gets it in his head that it needs to go down, it's like Seg, pair of them. They'll both do that, and just like, no more. Yes, I'm pleased you got, because I know that you're worried about getting an appointment or whatever. Pleased you got it sorted, sweetie. I think it's like me watching Crow. Yeah, I mean, the time he went live this morning and the one before, it wouldn't have been so bad because if I'd have been sleeping during the night. When I'm under normal circumstances, I'm usually up by between 4 and 5, but I haven't slept. I used to hate it when the only daylight hours were spent in an office. Yeah, me too, Roger. You go to work in the dark, come home in the dark. It sucks. Because you don't feel as though you've seen the day for yourself. I know it's psychological. Yeah, there's Mike's link. It's got Julie's is his lovely better half. Yeah, that's the website for what they sell the crystals. Like I say, I mean, yes, Mike's a massive supporter of the community and has been to me, but also I'm going to genuinely say I have bought from them. Highly recommended. I bought 3 bracelets. I'll get them out and show sometime. Did put the pictures up, I think, in Children of the Crow, but it was ages ago. But it's worth. If you've got Instagram, have a look at one of those lives just to see the range of stuff that they sell, because it's beautiful, and they know their crystals. You know, I have a couple of people who come onto my market that sell crystals and things, and you know, they're fairly knowledgeable, but nothing like Mike and Julie. And I know the quality of the bracelets I got was just outstanding for a very reasonable price. Sarah in reverse. Everything's in reverse. So, Crow the chat. I fell asleep during Crow's on. Well, I can't say I fell asleep because I'm sitting at my chair, but I was sitting here and I'm looking at my bed. I think I just can't keep going. It's after about an hour, and I mean, I wouldn't have gone if there hadn't been any mods in the chat. And when I say no mods in the chat, I mean mods that will moderate, because Crow's got about 50. But Mike was in, and Raven was in, and Stormy was there. It's nice to see Stormy around. After Christmas, I want to get the last, or not the last, but get a few more stories in from people so I can publish the Believe in Me project, first project, the book. Am I making sense, guys? Because I'm aware that I'm waffling when I first wake up. I'm not used to talking when I first wake up. I normally banish people for about an hour or two when I first wake up, so. All okay with the appointment. Have to pick up new glasses next week. Distance vision is improving. I've got to get mine done. I'm down to wearing my close-ups for my art, and they're not quite enough now. 3 very lovely products. They were. I mean, I do buy a lot of bracelets and like that, and I've got some good ones from friends on the market. But yeah, these were different level. Different level. The other link I don't put in enough on them is because I'm stupid, right? Is Elaine. So if somebody can put Elaine's link in the chat, that would be awesome. I think everybody who's in right now will know, but Elaine makes Seg's masks. She's also made a couple for Crow. Go over to the website because she does so much more than that. 3D work she does is amazing. Little Miss Mayhem, man, I should have caved and went to bed at the beginning of Crow's chat earlier. I think you stayed the distance though, didn't you? I didn't. So tired. Ban Crow from going live on a Tuesday morning. Knackers me for my life. I'm joking. Booyah, live Crow. That's what we love about him, I think. TARDIS Karens, hey. Awesome, good. Thank you. Hey, Cass. Yeah, it's actually for me. That's doing well. That's hopeful for me because I need to get more content out. It was a last minute deal. I am checking their site, and I'd gone over to their site, their YouTube channel, just to see what was going on. And I saw the thread, and so it was a very quickly put together video. But yeah, I'm keeping an eye on them. Keeping an eye on 1 or 2 channels, seeing because I'm interested in what people are doing outside of YouTube, trying to get the foot outside of the YouTube door. And yeah, for a channel that gets people loving them, whatever they do, fans were not happy, and I don't blame them. And yeah, I've got different people commenting. Seth came in this morning. I've just seen him from Crow left 3. One about white chocolate. So if Crow comes in, remind me I need to plank him. I think he needs to plank for another one as well. What this channel needs is some white chocolate. They just hate trolls. There's Elaine's link. Please show Elaine some love if you haven't already. I'm sure a lot of people in here have, but if you weren't aware that she's got a channel, I mean, I don't know how much. I know she's just starting it off, but she also has a paranormal channel. I think it's called Paranormal Handmade, maybe. Still improving. It's getting used to the voice. Actually, do you know, I'm going to write down that because I know what I need to message you about. I don't know what to say it. On the light, sorry, it's nothing weird, guys. I just don't want to announce it yet, and I also want to find out if Elaine's going to say yes yet. Um, oh, I'm going to let Nas in a foul temper. I had to pull back over 50 minutes of knitted sock to redo it. I'm not in a good mood. And I've got to meet my new therapist on. Oh, sweetie. Oh, Cass. You could be okay. Can I just say again, for those who don't know, Cass has really helped me with the videos that are going to be coming up before Christmas. She's done a massive amount of research for me. And much I can't say how much I appreciate everybody who helps behind the scenes. Because I'm a very stubborn person, you know, think I should do everything myself. And so Cass for the videos coming up, Elaine and Debbie and Peachy for the stuff for the yearbook, everybody else who's contributed towards the yearbook, the mods, and not just in the chat, you know, people like Mike who've had me back for 2 years plus. Caroline, who's also here, bless her, even though it's stupid times I go live for Caroline. Can't stay long, may get a delivery as early as 8:30. It's nearly 1:38. Oh, make sure you get some rest, sweetie. My eyes are burning, not imminent later today. It's a shame he's taking the bloody thing down because I like those sightings ones, but he won't be moved over that one. Grow the chats. Kind of if it took days to do the ribbing. I know. I wish I could knit, but I can't. I wish I could crochet, but I can't. And I just don't have the patience to learn. I do have the stuff for crochet. I might try at some point. Where's my... Right, that's worked. Cognitive dysfunction as you make stupid mistakes too late to fix. There is nothing more frustrating. It's like that with art. It's like that with anything that you're making. It sucks, especially when it's been going so well. Isa. Guys, I've got to. I think I mentioned in one of my other lives that my trackpad was on its way out on my laptop, so I did actually find a mouse, and it's great because I can get on with things. I'm still getting used to using the mouse again. It's been a long time since I used a mouse. That sounds like a lame excuse, but it's got one of those rollers, you know, to scroll on the top of it, and I keep hitting that by mistake. So I'm sucking really bad today. Everyone's allowed to have a bad day, Cass. Everyone. But what you need to try and do, and I know I'm a hypocrite saying this, but you know, do as I say, not what else I do. If you're having a bad day, even if it's just an hour, try and find you time. Spoil yourself. Yeah, I know. You moan at him. He might listen to you. Oh no, God, who's that? Finger knitting, I'd forgotten about that. Bye, Cass. You take care, darling. We all have bad days. Oh, there you go. Jinx. If you be about Tootsie Warmers. Glastonbury. You need to hang on. I've got too much stuff on this desk. How was Glastonbury? Cold, I'll bet. Carla's been crocheting like crazy, so I got the trigger thumb. No biggie, they'll work through the pain. Yeah. So far, I've broken earbuds and a plug this week. Waiting the third. Oh, that's me. Do you know I am not superstitious, but I swear that's my grandmother. I still, things come in threes. And it's amazing what you'll count as the third one. So you might, you break your earbuds and the plug, and you think, oh, it's the third one, and sort of, I don't know, you break it and think, I'm going to count that. Just count it to get the 3 out of the way. But eye infections for a bit now. If they're not better today, I'm going to have to get some meds for them. If I don't respond, I'm having trouble reading. No problem. If you get an eye infection, you need something for it. If you can't get doctor's appointments, sometimes the chemist can be really helpful for that. Don't mess with your eyes. I bet you won't if he's made up his mind. No, I don't think he will. But I'm sure he'll do more. I know he wants to do some. He's got to do a test to see if YouTube are happy with it, but he wants to do unsolved mysteries. Oh, my mouse has stopped. There you go. Hang on. He wants to do unsolved mysteries, and that would be awesome. James sends hello. He's gone to visit his mum in hospital. No problem. He was in Crows this morning. At the moment, I wouldn't mind if it was glasses, seeing I'm already getting the new ones. Yeah. I am awful. I love my earbuds. I rely on my earbuds, but I am awful with them. I have bought so many pairs of earbuds because I end up losing one, or I just suck. Over the past year, I must have bought over the past 2 years, I must have bought about 5 pairs, and it's because I've lost one. Nearest farm is 70 miles away. Oh no. Hope you can get sorted for that, darling. Go Sweener. Go Sweener. Put on one of the best comments on my Salmon Colby video. If you haven't seen my Salmon Colby video, the fans are very unhappy with them because they've set up a paywall on a website off YouTube. They told everybody they've got a new video coming out, and then you have to pay $19 a month. As somebody said, that's more than Netflix to see it. Where's Ghost Wiener? It's on here. Ghost Wiener left a comment that said, one of those comments gave me a great idea. I can go and watch them for free if I give away my parents' credit card information. Happy Christmas, Mum and Dad. Because so many and some of their fans did say, I need to get my parents' credit card. You're dealing with young fans, which is why they're trying to get away from YouTube. The end snapped off my earbuds because I dropped them clumsy this week. Oh. Have you noticed when you're clumsy, this is me as well, have you noticed when you're clumsy, it's always the stuff that you don't want to break that you're clumsy with? It's not the stuff that, you can just shrug off. It's the special stuff. Pretty remote area. I mean, I'm not as remote as that, but I am remote. But because I'm in the main town, not a big town, but I'm in the main town in the area, so we're the hub for all the other rural places. I watched it early, so just good. Yeah. I mean, I might do a members live at some point and talk about my Patreon. I want to keep my Patreon, but it's I need to work out what to do with it, and because I do need it. I either need it to grow or just get rid of it, because it's not fair on those who are supporting me with that. I'm a bit at a loss as to what to do, because I don't like hiding stuff behind a paywall. I mean, the Patreon's there for extra stuff, for early access, etc. But membership's one thing. But again, you know, that's early access and just extra bits and pieces. That's support for the channel. But when they're advertising your video on their YouTube channel, and then the fans are really excited about it because they're Sam and Colby fans, and then they find out that they've got to pay $19 a month for website access is ridiculous. They've got over, I'm going through the video now, but they've got over 15 million subscribers. They'll be earning a fortune from YouTube alone. Greedy buggers, yeah. It's but there has been a huge backlash. So the only way to stop creators treating their audience like money bags is not polite at all. If no one pays, they'll soon change their way. Yeah, and that's the other problem, because when you've got 15 million subs, yeah, a lot of them are going to pay regardless. So, you know, at 15 million subs, if you have 1,000 people on that website, that's nearly $2,000 a month from that little extra alone. We usually have drugs mailed to us from the pharmacies. It's cheaper than driving there to get. Yeah, actually, our pharmacy for our doctors and pharmacy for the local area for people who are sort of in the middle of nowhere, which isn't far here. They do have a delivery. They have a delivery service, but it's not 70 miles away. The earbuds are supposed to arrive today. Thank God for Amazon, right? Next day delivery when something like that happens. You only got to wait a day. Andy, hi everyone. Just out of meeting blanket. Hello, I'm afraid. Will I go and bang my head against a brick wall? You do that, sweetie. You do that. You maybe make a cup of tea or a coffee, you know, and yeah, Andy needs to campfire chill. Oh, I remember those days. Mind you, have those days now with YouTube, but oh, that was the only full-time proper job I had was when I was working at the college, full-time, and yeah, staff meetings. It's like, oh my god. Most of which was sort of completely unneeded. That happens in education. They have them for the sake of it. They tell you everything you know already, or they could have sent in an email. Elaine, if you haven't clumsy week, maybe leave opening them a few days. Hi, Andy, don't bang it too hard. It'd be alright. He's Scots, he's tough. I'm hoping I used up my year's supply of bad luck when I moved here. Do you know, I think we've done it every year, or has it been since COVID? Every year seems to be, oh, let's get rid of 2025. Welcome 2026. And within about 2 weeks of 2026, we'll be moaning about 2026. I think a coffee might be less painful. Yeah. As Sarah would say, I can't be bothered by Sam and Colby and their millions of subs. You know, it's I mean, you don't have to have 15 million, but it's like, come on, if you're earning a healthy wage from, I'm not talking about anybody in our community, because you know, even our full-timers are going to worry month to month. But if you've got hundreds of thousands or millions of subs, come on, don't do the pity me thing. That's probably what they'll do. Oh, we're really sorry. They'll do something. I'm going to keep an eye, see how they react to it. Because that's what Sam and Colby do. But when you think about it, I'm going to waffle now, but when you think about it, they've got 15 million on YouTube. So ad revenue alone is going to be massive. Their merchandise will be massive. They've got an escape room, they've got a board game, and they've got the Farrar School. God knows what else, right? And even though there's 2 of them, you know, there could be 4 of them and they'd all be rolling in it. So, and you're dealing with an audience. We're all dealing with an audience. We're all in the state where, you know, it's because people did keep saying, come on, Christmas is coming up. You know, but people are, not everybody is rolling in money. Most people aren't rolling in money. Most people are living month to month, paycheck to paycheck or whatever. So yeah, greed comes out. Come on, and a lot of their audience was proven in that thread was they're not even going to have credit cards because you know they're still underage. You know. I'm putting off doing anything else major until the new year, then I've got more time to sort things out. That's kind of what I'm doing, to be honest. I'm giving myself till Christmas to feel sorry for myself about being ill. Oh, I'm gonna do this, gonna do that. So in 2026, I can assure you, I'm getting my fucking act together. And if I get the new computer, I have plans for that. So get the channel. What's the word? More stable. And other stuff as well. They will be worth millions. They will be worth millions. Yeah, Sam Colby, the new watcher. Yeah, you know, it's happened before. People push it just too much. Sam's acting will come into effect. Do you know what's going to really piss me off if they do this, right? If they do it, is if they come out and they say, oh, well, you know, we have people, we have a team managing things for us. It's like, I don't care if having a team managing you, I believe they do, because it's such a big business that they've got. And I do believe that. But the company is Sam and Colby, whether you've been aware of it or not, you have to take responsibility for it. You can't blame it on somebody else. I'm hoping they actually take responsibility for it. At least none of the IKEA furniture I built hasn't fallen to bits. It's nice to know I'm good at something. Oh yeah, good. Sam can cry on cue. Well, I'm really tired. Kitty's had zoomies last night. Catch you later. Bye, Carla, sweetie. You take care, darling. The Queen. Oh, I didn't know that. Turned down the lead role in Close Encounters because he couldn't cry on demand. I think for the most part, you either can or you can't. But Steve McQueen. I think I love Steve McQueen actually, but I think Richard Dreyfuss was the right person for that. I love Close Encounters. For me, it's a movie that doesn't get remembered enough. Interesting fact, you can be on my quiz team. I did not know that about Close Encounters. Sam got a coffee. Andy got a coffee. Ran out of Carolina latte, so vanilla latte it is. There you go. There you go. More soothing than a brick wall. They should use that in the adverts. Drink a vanilla latte. It's more soothing than a brick wall. I'm really good at zoning out. Oh, I do it all the time. Including live. But that's just me being me. Close Encounters. It was a brilliant film. I remember seeing it at the cinema when it first came out. And I always think it's a shame that it's not one of the ones that's remembered. So if you haven't seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind and it comes up, highly recommend. And the bit I always think of first with Close Encounters was the bit where the little boy opens the door and that all that orange light comes flooding in. Iconic. I think Wanted the Truth was quiz nights. Dear Santa, in my defence, I didn't have any coffee. Oh, start your Christmas letter with that. In my defence. Your Honour. That's no excuse. That's a perfect excuse. What are you talking about? I've got to go to doctors to talk about cholesterol meds, whatever that means. Bye, sweetie. You get yourself sorted. I'm pretty handy in a quiz. Well, used to regularly win in the local pub every week. Even the landlord offered me a bottle of wine to forfeit because others were getting the hump. I like quizzes, actually. The only trouble with pub quizzes, I don't know if it happens everywhere, but certainly it happens up here. It's like bugger off with sports questions. Like, I know not everybody watches effing football, and isn't it strange how certain roles played by actors can't be replicated by anyone else? Yeah, I mean, you know, when you get these lists of people who were supposed to play something and you know they ended up not getting it and it went to somebody else. I can't think of specific examples, but I've heard some and I thought, no, that would have just. I think, for example, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think, for example, Sean Connery was supposed to play Gandalf, and it ended up being Ian McKellen, and I'm thinking, no, Sean Connery would have milked it. We're just going for a shower. Separate next. It is in the court of fantastic. If it's fantastic, it hasn't had the coffee. I lived in Portland. I was on a pub quiz team. They are fun. But that's the thing, isn't it? It's a good quiz. I used to do every Christmas. I used to do Christmas quiz with the students, which I actually might do, but I don't want to step on Crow's toes, so I'll have a chat with him first. Because I used to do some stuff that hasn't been done yet, so maybe at Christmas. Love making an ass of myself with a good quiz. I love a quiz. One of my writer friends used to run a quiz night in London after I moved to Sussex. Sadly, I can't, and no, just no. I mean, like Sean Connery, but no. I enjoyed the quizzes that Raven made for Crow. Yeah, Raven worked really hard on those, and especially on it was a good format actually. That new site and the pictures she'd put in. It was Raven that had put in the pictures and the little facts at the end. She'd worked really hard on those. I'm rubbish at quizzes, can't bloody remember anything. I'm better at the visual ones. I'm really good at the eye ones where Crow does, where you just show the eyes. But that's also being an artist as well as a nerd. Because I did portrait for years, and the first thing you look at is eyes. So I can kind of work out the rest of the face from the eyes. Me too, Elaine. Our quiz nights were very lively. Lively. Cheers, my team. Any punch-up sponge? Sean Connery is such a versatile actor, only guy that can play a Spaniard. I know, Highlander. A Scotsman playing a Spaniard and a Frenchman playing a Scotsman. Although I love Highlander. But let's give Man of the Match for Highlander to Clancy Brown, who I think is a very underrated actor. He's awesome. Sort of Shawshank, and I know some people didn't like it, but I loved the 2-season Carnival show, and he was brilliant in that. I'm normally good at quizzes normally. Oh, and also, what was the other one that Sean Connery's? He's really good in it, but Untouchables, where he plays an Irishman, and it's a very borderline Irish Scots accent. You can hear the Scots coming through in it. When you were doing the ice quiz last time, Seg wondered why you and Raven were so good at it. I said because they're observant. I saw that. I love the eye ones. To be honest, if I don't get it, it's because I don't know the person most of the time. Because if they put somebody up I don't know, that's when I don't get it. Sage, I think I need to go back to bed. I just went to pick my coffee cup up. Want to know? Oh no! Oh, get some rest, Sage. Right. Get some rest. No punch-ups. I worked in a law firm. Can you imagine? Lots of shouting though. I liked Russell Crowe. I love Russell Crowe. I think Russell Crowe. I first noticed Russell Crowe in LA Confidential with Mike Pierce and Kim Basinger. I've always loved Russell Crowe. I know he has a bad rep, but come on, he's an actor. I pretty much love everything he does, to be honest. I saw Gladiator 5 times at the cinema. I remember seeing that. I love Gladiator. He's awesome. Men don't tend to look at the eyes in my experience. You know, Lane, you might have something there. If it's a woman, they're not looking at their eyes. If it's men, they don't care. Let me check something. Hang on. Oh, this is weird. Oh, can't see any reason. I'm better with audibles, but I don't know names. How will be? Is that the one guy in those movies and everyone looks at me nuts like pull it up in the interwebs? Yeah, there are some eyes that I recognise and I know them, but I don't know the name. Audio. I wonder if I would. That would be interesting, actually. I might see if Crow can find an audio one. Let's see if actually write that down. Because that would be an interesting exercise, see if people recognise voices. I love Gladiator. I love Gladiator. Beautiful soundtrack as well. I've got the soundtrack. I know some of it was Hans Zimmer, but I don't know if it was all of it. I still haven't seen the second one, actually. I also love Spartacus. I need to find out when I can watch Asher. Because Asher was actually my unpopular opinion. Asher was my favourite character. I love Nick Tarabell. I still haven't watched. I know I've forgotten about it. Actually, I was waiting and waiting for it to be available, and then it kind of seemed to pass me by. I like matching voices to characters. I love it. I watch a lot of animated stuff, and I will hear a character. Oh yeah, I've done that with animation. You sort of think I know that voice, and I sometimes have to Google it. I'll be honest. So I'm actually less good with audio now. Think about it. I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus, and so's my wife. Python joke. That's weird. Hang on. There's somebody. Let me check my notifications. I can't see anything. Just about to do that. I'm blind as heck, so my hearing has always been decent. See, my hearing sucks. My hearing absolutely sucks. So I could often recognise if I know a voice, but I can't pinpoint it. I'm snoozicus, aren't we all? Oh, I think we've all been knackered out by the black feathered one. I'd be okay with voices, I think. Not too sure on a lot of actors though. I think the problem is some actors have really, really distinctive voices. You're gonna know, for example, Sean Connery's voice. And you know, there's certain actors you're gonna recognise instantly. Ian McKellen would be another one I'd probably recognise. Probably. But then there's others that ding ding ding, see him at the bottom of the chat. Crow's fault. Everything is Crow's fault. It's all you need to remember in life. All Crow's fault. Even when it's not, it is. It's Crow. If that says yawn, it's Crow's fault, Your Honour. Sorry, guys, had to take a call. Forgot the live was on. Oh no, feeling so unloved here. What's going on? And I need coffee. I need my second coffee of the day. I'd recognise Sean Connery for sure. I had to swoon. I used to swoon at his voice. Did have a good voice. I'm not the Sean Connery fan. Everybody is. I do like him, but I tell you what, I think my favourite Sean Connery movie is probably a lesser known one. If you ever get the chance to see it, it's fucking amazing. It's I think it was 70s. It's the one where I think Sean Connery. No, because it's Sean Connery and Michael Caine, and Michael Caine met his wife on there. And that is this film called The Man Who Would Be King. That is just. It's one of my. I've got the DVD somewhere. I might have to give that another watch soon. That is a beautiful movie. Christopher Plummer's in it as well. Miss Moneypenny. Bet you read. Yeah, that's the thing. There's certain people that you would read in the voice. I had a hot dog yesterday. Crow's fault. Did you put mayo on it, Alexis? Asking for a friend. And I still haven't put that clip up. But what I'm actually thinking of doing, I can't remember if I said this or not. Between Christmas and New Year, what I'm thinking of doing is making a compilation of a lot of stuff, especially stuff that I took down because of trying to get remonetized, and just put out a long live, and I'll drop in intermittently, like I was going to say, it won't be best bits of 2020. What year are we in? 2025. It'll be best bits of both years, but because it's my 2-year anniversary in it'll be the 3rd of January, my anniversary live. I blame him every time so you should, Little Miss Mayhem. It is completely Crow's fault. Just no English mustard. No, I don't do English mustard. Never do English mustard. Yuck. I just like my hot dogs, ketchup and fried onions. Or a chili dog. I do like me a chili dog. I ordered hot dogs. Crow's fault. A lot of things are Crow's fault. Me being asleep 20 minutes before me live. Crow's fault. Going to need new coffee. Hey Mariah. Everybody's sleepy, so we need to keep it down today. Not just me. Uh, I saw the XL glitters the other day and just laughed and said, "Crow, crow." Fried onions. Oh no. That's what we do here. Is you go? It's because a lot of times hot dogs when you're out, you're at a fair or carnival or yard sale or whatever. Not yard sale. We call them car boot sales. I'm trying to think of a word that people would know. Swap meet. And markets and things like that. And the tradition is a bun, hot dog, fried onions and ketchup, or if you have to, mustard. I do like a chili dog. But I love chili. It's one of my favourite foods. Right, go and get that sorted before you get an infection. Do as I say, not as I do. You might need it might be your wisdom teeth trying to get it out of the way. I had to have, believe it or not, I have a small mouth. I know. Physically, I have a small mouth, and I have one of those mouths that all the teeth don't fit in. So, but both of my wisdom teeth at the top, they're being protected because nerves run under them. I've had 2 teeth each side taken out purely to make way for the wisdom tooth, and I've had a cracked molar because of that. There was no onions, so I had to go without them. Oh, how uncivilized of them, Alexis. My voice has stopped croaking. Can you hear it? Pinky says, Crows, I like I'm that annoying brother, but you love him regardless. Do you, though? Mr. Ooh, just found your channel. Need some more white chocolate. It's infected. I have to wait for tomorrow to go to university to get it worked on because it's... Yeah, oh yeah, God, it would be. I actually had a little infection in one of my bottom teeth about a month ago. But it coincided with me going to the doctors for antibiotics for my chest because I got a chest infection. So it kind of did it for me. I'll regret that when it flares up. But yeah, we have that here. I used to do it when I lived nearer to the city. We have a dental hospital in our main city that if you you don't have to be registered anywhere, and you can go and get the treatment for free because it's a teaching hospital. But trouble is, you're about 3 hours for an appointment that would take you 30 minutes because you have to lie there, the students have to look, they have to get it checked, blah blah blah. But it is free. When I was a lot younger, I had 1 or 2 things done there. They vacuumed up the small shards and broke out a stainless steel tumbler. Need a sage rat-proof mug. I'd be devastated if my boba mug isn't allowed to be anywhere other than next to me on the desk. I love my boba mug because it was actually from a site that was like a small business, like crafting business, and I'd hate not to be able to replace it. If you grind your teeth, try to invest in a proper mouth guard. It was a blessing for me when I started using it. Absolutely. I don't even have a dentist at the moment because I'm paying £40 a month and I've only got any teeth left. It's like, why am I paying £40 a month for this? Here we go. Hey, Wessie! Spandurin, look, I had a Himalayan rabbit pie for dinner yesterday. I found him laying in the... Hang on. Right out of the gate. Ours is just half... Oh, no. Is it not a teaching one? At least it's cheaper. I mean, obviously we have free health service, but It doesn't. Even my mum. My mum's 83. She has to pay for the dentist. For fuck's sake. No, I hope you're not in too much pain. Get that sorted tomorrow, hon. I just replaced my laser fitted one. It was almost $600, but it's worth every penny. It's on my desk. Oh no, don't tell me that. Bumped it when I went to pick it up and knocked it off the desk. Oh no. It matters what mug you drink out of, though, doesn't it? I had one that was, again, a craft one. It was done by a local potter, and I absolutely adored that one. And that broke, and I've never found anything to replace it. I have the ginger gene, so pain affects me differently. I hate picking gravel out of my pie. Me too. Roadkill pie. Sponge, my last one lasted 5 years. I'll have to pay for the rest of my life because I know how it helped my headaches and sleep won't. If it's going to help on all sorts of levels. I have a dentist. I just don't go emergencies only. I have a dental phone. Yeah, me too. So it's between paying all that money when, you know, most of my top teeth are a denture. Because my choice, by the way, not old age. I was on phenobarbital until I was 6, and it knackers your adult teeth. Just had so many years of problems. I'm just like, take them out. I went to the dentist to have a new guard fitted, only to find out they and the dental part of the hospital no longer do them. So, services, yeah, that doesn't help. You've got a paranormal quest mug. Should get one of Crow's. I don't know if he's put them on his news site. Crow has a Faker's Tears mug. If he puts, I'll remind him actually. Put your Faker's Tear on your news site. My dentist is also just grin and bear it. Okay, that was bad. I deserve a planking. Your wish is my command. I don't grind teeth, but spell the lower. It doesn't matter how good your teeth. I mean, mine weren't because of the drugs when I was, before 6. It's a common side effect of phenobarbital. I don't think they give it to kids anymore. It's too strong, but it's a common side effect of phenobarbital that if you give it to kids, it affects adult teeth. Doesn't matter how well you look after them. It's just like, no, you can delay the inevitable, but you can't get away with it. Very lame. Yeah, we need our teeth to function. You'd think nature by now would have worked out a way of giving us stronger bloody teeth. I mean, also it depends because my dad had problems with his as well. My mum, who's like I say, she's 83. She's still got most of hers. She hardly ever has anything done. The dentist thinks she's a marvel. She's got impeccable teeth. Oh. I am going to get myself another coffee. It should be okay after that. So, loved your new video, Sarah. Thank you, Mariah. It's doing okay for me. For me. Someone called me in trouble. I still have some baby teeth. Wow. Is that good or not? Did you have that thing where, because you can have that thing where the adult teeth come out alongside them. Right, choose a video. And I'm just going to put the kettle on. Let's have some Wizard of Oz.
Halloween is drawing near before we see the Yuletide cheer. The winds of change are seeking proof, but the fakers twist and bend the truth. Let's stir up the fakers' pot and see what proof they've really got. No ending is in sight on this ghostly haunted night. In towns and fields and cities, come to me, my pretties. It would be a lovely start if the fakers had a heart. The paranormal would be saved if they really could be brave. The lies would cease their reign if they only had a brain. It's probably just a dream, but it's never as it seems. We know for to be certain there will always be, with certainty, a faker behind the curtain. No ending is in sight on this ghostly haunted night. In towns and fields and cities, come to me, my pretties. It would be a lovely start if the fakers had a heart. The paranormal would be saved if they really could be brave. The lies would cease their reign if they only had a brain. Come to me, my pretties. Come to me, my pretties. Come to me, my pretties. Come to me, my pretties.
Oh, just check the music's come back on. Just give me a sec, guys. Yeah, it's there. Chat's jumping. Where's the one I'm on? There. Okay. I don't think it's facing a collapse, actually. I think what it is, it's in flux. Because you've got channels like Sam Colby moving or trying to move to mainstream media. The trouble is, you've got a different audience with YouTube and the outside world. So they have to sort of take time to do it. They've just overplayed the hand with this subscription service. Paranormal will always be a topic that people will go to if it's done right. And when I'm talking about when it's done right, that can be faking, that can be horror movies, that can be, sort of complete bollocks. But if it's done right, people are always going to flock to it. But if you've got a massively large business on one platform, like Sam and Colby have, they've been gently putting their foot out the door with the game and the escape room and the Farrar School. But it's not as easy as all that. And other people have found that as well. But if you've got 15 million people on YouTube, you need to take a good chunk of those with you to get you up and running. They've made a mistake here. They've made a massive mistake here. But my concern with the entertainment paranormal, as I've said in videos, is the more it goes into the outside world. And don't get me wrong, it's already in the outside world, because you've got Bagans, you've got various TV shows, you've got Discovery, etc. So it's already there, and it's a different audience who just buy into it. But it's going to knacker even further the idea of serious research in the paranormal. It's less and less seriously, because it's being pushed more and more as entertainment. But the people, believe it or not, it's being pushed more and more as entertainment. I think the flux will come, in terms of there being any sort of collapse, would be potentially on YouTube. I am going to do a revisit to a video I did last year looking at subs and views, and see where people are. And I already know that most of them are down on their percentages of how many views they get to subs, even Sam and Colby. So the thing with Sam and Colby, where they're idiots, is they can go into an outside market and be marketable. It would be harder for people like Twin Paranormal, for example, who have over 1 million subs, but they're a very specific audience. You'd have to pay to have them removed. Dentists shouldn't charge, to me, because you can get seriously ill from an infection or bad and problems with your teeth. It should be part and parcel of over here. It should be part and parcel of the health service, and it is. But it's so difficult to find an NHS dentist. And even then, you have to pay. You just don't pay as much. I have a small crafted mouth. Yeah, I did. I don't know. Peachy's very tight. I don't know how long I'll last. We're all in the same state. We're blaming Crow. I think he's awake. Woohoo! Just crowing the chat a little bit. Cleft palate, so I do wonder if I had it. Oh, it might have done. Braces and teeth removal sorted him out. Yeah. I'm feeling honestly, YouTube is right for entertainment, paranormal and debunkers, but very difficult place for more serious paranormal inquiry. And yeah, on the outside, they want Zach Bagans, which is why the fakers will do well if they do it right. They don't overplay the hand like Sam and Colby did. I mean, I've said this before, but I watch. I've got Discovery, and I do watch. I love the Alaskan stories, and I was watching an Alaskan series, paranormal, and it's all out there stuff. But I find it fascinating, and I just love it. And it got to the ghost hunting episode, and within the first 5 minutes, I actually switched it off and moved on to the next one, because they were like, "Oh, we brought in experts," and the one had dowsing rods, and the other one had a DR60. Think no, moving on. But then our community knows the ways to do a serious investigation. The outside world doesn't. It's like we all went on a bender last night. We're suffering with hangover. You're not bloody kidding. You're not kidding. That's up to you, Mariah. I mean, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about sort of anybody. But I YouTube needs love as well, and the YouTube section of the paranormal needs looking after as well. And the idea, it doesn't help YouTube paranormal when I'm talking about the fakers now. But when people are sort of saying, "Oh, we're going to go beyond YouTube," it's back when I got into trouble last year with Danny Moss, and the reason I got into trouble with Danny Moss was he was like, "Oh, we're too good for YouTube." It's like content creators work hard. Some content creators work hard. A lot of people in this community work hard, and to do it right. I don't. I mean, other than planning on putting a general. I mean, right, in my publishing side, I'm going to be putting out stuff that's general, that isn't specifically debunker. You don't have to watch the debunking community or YouTube to actually be able to read it. So I suppose I'm kind of doing that in my own way, but no, I think YouTube needs love. Once I pay off my Christmas credit card, I'll try and make double payments on your plane. You're not paid for that plane yet, Peachy. Thing is, we all want to make a difference. That's why I get frustrated. It's we all want to make a difference. And I think, each of us needs to be seen on that. I'm sure everybody in this chat has seen it, but if you haven't seen it, please give Crow's video some love from a couple of days ago. On his problem with the paranormal video. It really needs to be going into more people's eyes and ears than it has been. So if you haven't seen it, somebody put a link to that video in the chat, please. It needs to be seen. It really needs to be seen. And I mean, it's some of the stuff is stuff I sort of say time and time again, but it needed to be seen from a debunker. That's why I was so. That's why I'm pushing that video so much. It needed to be seen from the point of view of not just a debunker, but a debunker who, in terms of this community, has been around from the start. Crow's going on 7 years now. He was something like 3 months after Shape started, and that voice needs to be heard more than it's being heard right now. Crow's piloting it, and Seg will be the entertainment on the plane. Don't make Crow pilot it and serve hot dogs. Seg on the plane, entertaining. They're not long flights. That's a lot. That's a very trapped environment to be listening to him singing. It can be like one of those club singers. Problem is, YouTube's real truth in regards to paranormal. Does it though? But there are limitations in regard to vision and funds. I think everywhere gatekeeps in regards to the paranormal, because at the end of the day, it's about money. But this is the old fangirl, fan producer me from doing fanzines from 1990. I am a massive. I do it myself. I'm a massive believer in the audience being able to produce their own stuff if it's done right. We have the technology. You don't have to spend a fortune to get started. YouTube channel's free. You can use your phone. My very first fanzines were literally on a word processor, cut and I still love doing them actually. cut and paste, print out the words, cut it, mixed media the pages, photocopy them, send them to the printer. So the idea, it's like with the yearbook, everything's sort of done on Photoshop. You can get free video editors, you can get free all sorts of things if you're going to start basic. So, I mean, we were talking, I think last time Crow was on, we were talking about music. And, I follow several music channels that they haven't had to go around touting around every single record label. They could start a YouTube channel. Some of them have hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of views. They're probably earning a hell of a lot more than they would if they'd gone down the traditional route. It's not easy. YouTube is really, really difficult, and people still think that, you can get 500 subs and monetized and, you're going to have a Rolls Royce parked outside, and that doesn't happen like that. It's a small income. But I don't think anybody should let YouTube crush the vision. But we may have to agree to disagree on that, because I don't believe that. Crow's last video, please watch it. The video was amazing, and like I say, it's one of those times that, because I'm happy to sort of grow slowly, blah blah blah. It's one of those times I wish I was a bigger channel, and I personally could get it out to more people. Because if I could, I would be reacting to it. But the people who are going to be watching me will have already seen it, because my channel, as a paranormal channel, started because of Crow. So but please, if people haven't seen it, share it out on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever you're on. Sarah likes tuna and mushrooms. You know what I'd say to that? I'll send you by the exit with a parachute. Wise. Think of the amount of BD songs he'd fit in though, Sarah. You don't know any. What are you going to do? Have your entertainment, sit there with a laptop going, hang on, I'm just going to Google the lyrics. I don't know that song. Where is John Boy? He's probably asleep. Unless he's got or having his bubble bath, or his afternoon nap, or making his dinner, or all of the above at the same time. I think that drop bears are adorable. Second Justin can wrestle as added entertainment. They wouldn't wrestle, they'd just stand there bitching at each other. Not to mention we're too sexy for our shirts, a duet with the second Crow. Sandra, I'm never going to get to yours if we have to pick everyone up. Why am I not? You've forgotten to invite Sponge. You're in trouble. Gonna need a bigger plane. 777. Right, but access to real archives and storage is expensive. Real data collection is expensive. It is expensive, but you can start small. You can grow small, and do it properly. But it doesn't mean that there isn't access you can't get. You have to work harder for it. But it might be more of an American thing, but I can assure you here it's not a case of money. For the most part, it's a case of knowing where to find the information. Over here, it's usually a case of local societies. We have one in Alnwick. They're pains in the fucking arse, to tell you, the civic society, because they have control over all sorts of things. But they are very, very good at local history, and they will help if you need the information. They don't charge. But it's, I mean, I have a story that was told to me word of mouth that I really need to do a deep dive on, because I didn't know it. And the reason I'm so interested in it is because it's an experience in a little copse of woods nearby, the foothills of the Cheviots. Didn't know the story, and the first person the friend who'd had the experience there, had gone for it with another friend who'd had an experience in the 70s, both old guys. And the guy who'd had the experience in the 70s, when he had it, was actually told by somebody else who was there, who had happened to be a local historian, the history of the site. And I'm trying to find that history, which will make a difference. So I'm putting the video out. But you're talking about local knowledge. You're talking about, I mean, a lot of our historical documents, it's a lot. I mean, even now in Northumberland, most of that sort of stuff is independently published. So you can't go onto Amazon or wherever and get the book. You have to go through so they're limited runs. You often have to try and find old copies if they're not being printed anymore. Okay, here's a workaround. We'll print some song sheets so he doesn't get a choice. Ooh! Me like it. Sponge, of course, will pick you up. Might be some delays. If I get to see second Justin wrestle, I'll happily wait. They'll just walk around each other arguing. You know they will. Problem most of us face is time. The problem everybody faces is time, I think. Especially when you have to go that deep into it. I mean, I keep talking about stories, and it's not me being lazy. It's just it's going to take a long time to source what I need for it. To do a create proper video for YouTube, you're spending your resources up not working no living wage. You're not guaranteed a living wage anywhere, though. You know. I mean, in terms of publishing, I'm expanding onto Amazon. But this, I've seen it so many times. I've seen it on markets and stuff, and if you build it, they will come. Doesn't necessarily mean it. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it will work, and it'll get it out there. But no living wage, I think, is a problem for everybody. I don't have a living wage from YouTube. I mean, I'm too ill to do the business at the minute, so I rely on the little income YouTube brings me. But I will never get a full. My channel will never be, have enough subs to bring in full-time wage. And because of the state of the paranormal, this is the problem. It's one of those niche areas where you have to be, and this is why people need to be showed debunkers, real investigators, everybody, commentators, everybody some love, because you do it because of the love of it. And it's like anything, if you do it because of the love of it, it often doesn't pay as much because people know you're doing it because of the love of it. That happens in occupations. That happens in a lot of what I call vocational occupations, where people do it because they really want to do it. It's like nurses' wages. I know so many people who went into nursing because they were so passionate about it. Teaching. When I was teaching, I got to the top of my scale when I was at the college. And other than natural pay rises, I couldn't go any further without going into management, and I didn't want to go into management. I think the world works like that if it's a subject of occupation that you're absolutely passionate about, the wrong people see it and think, well, they're passionate about it, they're going to do it even if it's not bringing in huge amounts. Not on a plane. You're going to make the plane mucky. I was waiting for somebody to say that. I thought somebody was going to say baked beans, actually. I just want to clean them up afterwards. She won't need a towel. With my sponge. Just don't encourage her. Custard. Segford. No, she's thought about it. That was a quick answer, Sponge. You obviously already decided that. I think anybody looking for YouTube for a living wages, you know. That's why people fake their shit. That's the sad truth. I think there will be a lot of channels who went in seriously, but they saw the way to make the money. So, I've no doubt about your passion for the paranormal. But, anyway. But full time. I mean, I've said before, the two biggest creators in the community, Beardo and Seg, they're both full time because of YouTube. There are other content creators who rely on income as well. But but even month to month, they have to look at it's literally living hand to mouth, month to month. Even if you're making good money, it's month to month. You're not guaranteed the next month's wages. Peachy, really? You're going to encourage this? Oh. I was going to say Raven's not in the chat, is she? I'm not going to say what I was going to say because Raven's here. But hey Raven. Poor old Justin always sloppy seconds. Yeah. He needs a bib. Okay, at the same time, I think I have an idea of how to boost this side of the community from the outside. And a passion of mine, we all want this. Okay. Hang on, I need to just mute a minute. Sorry guys, tickly throat. Ryan, nobody wants to starve and nobody wants fame or fortune, but you know, and everybody's passion. I think that's speaking for everybody. But we each have to do it in our own way. And I mean, it's the first time with Crow's video that I got to put in it's the first time I actually literally sat here and thought, I wish my channel was much bigger. Because that video, not for me, but that video needed to go out there. I may do a reaction to it anyway, I don't know. But it needs to be seen by a lot more. I mean, like I say, pretty much anybody that I'm going to promote it to is going to have seen it already. And that's when you get the tragedy in this community and in the paranormal in general, when you get those big messages and you get those big moments. I'm not talking about the fucking drama. I'm talking about the really important messages. They get lost in the chaos because this community at times is a lot too noisy. It's got much noisier in the last 18 months. And it's great that there's so many people around now, but those messages need to stand out and get the community back on track, get the paranormal back on track. Because if it's back on track for YouTube, it's very, very small community in the grand scheme of things. But it's so important. And it needs to make a difference. So people, you get people who sort of say, oh, well, the fakers are just doing it for clicks and views. Yeah, they are. But, drama, unfortunately, drama brings in clicks and views as well. I mean, my Sam and Colby videos sort of doing better than most videos do for me. Partly because I've not been putting out enough content, but I'm trying to rectify that at the minute. But it's because thumbnails. Sam and Colby in trouble. Their fans are not ready. You know, clickbaited it. Okay, I'll take turns on them. Spange, are you with us? Could somebody sort of wake Spange up from her daydream? You can. Oh, what's that emoji? You can live doing what you love. Takes a bit of ingenuity. Of course, it takes ingenuity. It takes ingenuity to be noticed. It needs a bigger voice, but it needs a bigger voice in the community as well. And it needs to be heard. It needs to be a video that's clicked on because it's important for the paranormal. Betty! Hey! I love custard. We've lost Sponge for the duration. Just let those little comments come through and we've lost Peachy as well. Sponge, we can add sprinkle, tastes better with sprinkles. We all yeah, we do. But there's different ways of doing it. Hang on. I've got time to crunch sprinkles. I've got a job to do, and I'm a very hard and dedicated worker. I'm not away. Oh, Raven, speaking to the choir here. Me either. I just think that how do I put this? Stand in your ground where you are, and if you can expand outside, that's great. That's great. I think that anything that helps the real paranormal is worth doing, but it doesn't. We all do our own bit in our own way, I think. Guys, who started this comment? It's probably Sponge, wasn't it? Or Peachy. Yeah, Raven, I have to say, had a knock-on effect to me. I actually slept for 2 hours of his live and then woke up again and went back to bed. I'm exhausted. Tuesday's a washout. There's no point in me trying to do anything today other than make dinner and go to bed. So sorry, I'm hearing most of my reverie. Oh no, harsh reality hit. It is Crows. Everything's Crow's fault. Back from taxiing now. Hi, Raven and Betty. Taxi driver. Is that the time? 20 to 4. Oh, God, it's just the day. I'm still waking up. It's 20 to 4 in the afternoon. I've got to make the evening meal soon. Sponge, if there was a custard licking competition, you'd win hands down. Do you know, you're probably right. Yeah, I'm probably right. Andy's still here. I've been prepping dinner and lurking. They're going by the chat. There's a guy. It's safe. I know. I'm sorry. Can I apologise for my chat, Andy? They've got more important things to talk about, like custard and private planes. can't stop them. They know what they want, and they're going to have it. It's 4:41 here. You're on New Zealand time. That's how I feel. My body clock's just doesn't even have a body clock anymore. It's just as and when. As and when. Let's talk about biscuits now. No, you can say whatever you want. Just let me check. I think Seg's video's out, but I'm going to check before I say what I'm about to say. I think he released it. I can't find Seg. There he is. I'm on videos. Yes, he did. Seg in his video on going to the Adelaide jail with Paranormal Quest and Adelaide Haunted Horizons had the best Estes method. It's not Estes method. EVP question ever. Standing in a room on his own. EVP. Recording or attempting to record EVPs. And he opened with the question, so when you were alive, what was your favourite biscuit? I love that. It's like, good a question as any. Good a question as any. Broken mug and won't keep getting in the way of my morning entertainment. Oh, how rude of work. And it sucks about the mug. Beef stew. It is a good winter. I wish I had some beef, actually, because I don't know what I'm doing for dinner. End of the month, so it's using whatever we've got. Good day, Andy. Welcome to the Custard and Co chat. Custard's going to be a thing now, isn't it? It's going to be a thing. Asking the real questions. There you go. There you go. What was your favourite biscuit when you were alive? Did you put milk in your tea, or do you prefer coffee? Beef stew. Oh, it's one of those. It's one of those odors, isn't it? Aromas, isn't it? Odor's not the right word. Aromas. It's like as soon when I put it in the crock pot, say after an hour or 2 hours, and the smell starts drifting through the house, and you know you've got like sort of 2 to 4 hours left before you serve up. It's torture, absolute torture. I love my crock pot, but that is the downside. Come back into biscuits, food porn, and part of the life. Custard creams. I don't understand your frustration. Wish you the very best, whatever approach you decide to take. I guess we all have to be the. That is perfect, Wes. We all have to be the change we want to see. And whether it's a tiny little channel like me that'll never make much of a difference, or whether it's one of the bigger channels, we all have to play our part, because we're only as strong as our weakest link, that cliche. Wherever we are, whatever we're doing, wherever we're putting our stuff out there, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on streaming services, wherever it is, we all have to play our part. And so, and I keep saying this, you know, Kenny, with the Centre for Inquiry. So I could see CFI. I'm thinking, what's that? Centre for Inquiry. Whether it's other organisations like that, whether it's the experiments that are actually going on, whether I like them or not, the experiments that are going on now in some sort of colleges, etc. Doesn't matter where it is. If we all play our parts, that's how we stand together. We shouldn't look at our channel and think that and I shouldn't. I do. But we shouldn't look at our channel and think, I'm only a small channel, or I'm only a medium channel, or whatever, or I'm only on YouTube, or I'm only here, I'm only there. If we play our part and just keep going, the danger zone is when we stop. That is the danger zone. And that's why I've constantly preached about us getting back to the paranormal in this community, about the drama, about why I'm so desperately trying to push Crow's video, just to sort of get some of the message out there. Whether you agree with what Crow said or not, because I know some people will agree, some people will disagree with parts of it. Doesn't matter. It was a clear message, and we need more of that. We all need to do our part, because at the end of the day, you never know where that voice is going to make a difference. You know, that video that goes viral or gets some attention some way, or it all helps. Ooh, but we stopped talking biscuits. I've got shortbread next to me, and I like shortbread. But Andy, I'm on my second one now, but I don't know how I ever existed without a crock pot. See, if I'd have been awake this morning, I actually would have put something in the crock pot, because when I'm live in the afternoon, it's actually really handy to just throw the casserole in the crock pot, and then once we're ready for dinner in the evening, it's cooked. It's amazing. And something like beef stew, it'll slow cook it, and you'll get nice tender beef, and make myself hungry. I like butter and jam on a biscuit. Tell you what I like on digestives is digestive biscuits. I like cheese on my digestive biscuits. Or on the Hovis biscuits. Hovis biscuits are awesome. God, I was all right until you lot started, and I'm now starving. Sam Haynes hungry for custard. Scared because I'm just licking it. I'm going to have a custard shortage because of sponge. No, hi Lane. No, I've been ever such a naughty boy. Really? I find that very hard to believe. Let's just say he's getting cold for Christmas. Oh, I haven't heard that expression in ages. I think it's safe to say we're all on Santa's naughty list. I'm just going to buy my own presents. Stuff Santa. I've been nice. Raven's been lovely. Raven's been a banana. The Raven's getting presents. She's alright. The more truth that's out there about the paranormal, the more it will try to balance out all the lies. All we can do is hope people who really truly want to know the truth see it. Yeah, because the one problem with YouTube that I will admit to is I have seen a lot of real investigation teams refuse to go onto YouTube because of the stigma that surrounds it. The trouble is they end up without a voice because they're not big enough to sort of hit TV or anything. So a lot of what they do goes unnoticed. I agree with that. It needs to be out there. Pinky's awake. Oh, stop showing off. I see what happens when I leave for 2 minutes. I was scared. I was scared, and the custard shortage. Yeah. And it's why when APRF came along, and because again, that was another time. I'm not a big enough channel to make a difference for them. So passed the information on to Crow. And just said, you've got to see what these guys are doing. So, it might be a slow build. Actually, hang on. Just let me have a look at what. What are you on, guys? 389 subscribers. We need to get that boosted a bit. Because when you put APRS link in the chat, I'm sure most people sort of. This is the problem with this community. It's a logistical problem. It's not a problem. And this is where a lot of people are in new channels. Not to just talk about investigation channels now. You have a set number of people in this community, and you get stuck in the debunking community algorithm. I am planning a new channel for next year. Not saying what it is. It's not paranormal. I won't be telling anybody until it's try and get it up and running first, because you get stuck in the debunking community algorithm. YouTube, that's where people will show it, and you think, well, most people in that algorithm know about me anyway, and they're either subbed or they're not. Either way. So that is where, that's not even just, that's not the debunking community, that is YouTube. It's where YouTube works. It's where the algorithm works. I mean, I've had a tiny little push into the algorithm with the Sam and Colby video, because somebody came into my comments and said that, you know, that's how they'd found me and they'd subbed. But for the most part, it's going to go, oh, all the people in the debunking community, go and have a look at this video, and all the people in the debunking community either know me or don't. Good boy, Wes, you might end up on the good list after all. Will he, though? Will he? Excited waiting for the yearbooks out. Yeah, I'm going to show it on Saturday. And give the information out on Saturday. So I'll show a load of the pages on Saturday as to what you can expect. I've enjoyed doing it, and I could not have done it. I absolutely could not have done it with my health, without Peachy, without Elaine, without Debbie, without everybody who's contributed, which is a lot of the community. Throughout giving me pictures like Pinky and Cass and Carla. I'll miss people out because quite a few people have done it. You know, Andy sent me stuff and quotes from Wes, etc. I couldn't have done it without that. And so, thank you to everybody who's contributed. I can't say enough how much I appreciated it. There's APRFs. We need to get Wes and Lisa sort of over that. I know that it's going to take you time to get your hours, but we need to sort of try and get you towards that 500 mark. So if you're not subbed, or check that you're still subbed, because that can happen as well. I mean, I'm doing No One Alone for Christmas, so I'll give a little shout out if on that as well. Hey there, Alexis, do you like custard? There's a shortage. There's a custard shortage because of sponge. Fantastic Feast. No. It's not Fantastic Feasts. I don't necessarily mean investigations, but it's really there to educate people who are seeking about the truth rather than the hype. That's where you've got it's cutting through the bollocks. I mean, when I'm doing the UK history of folklore and stuff, it's, I don't want to say too much at this point, but I do have a video in mind to sort of highlight that. But again, you know, it's only going to reach so many people. That's the frustration of it, but it will still be there on the channel as people slowly come over. And the irony is, you know, with the hype, because I am interested in a lot of the older stuff. I'm interested in a lot of the older stories, even ancient stories. There's some amazing stuff to talk about. You know, it doesn't have to be boring. But it needs to be done properly. I mean, I am a believer, but I need to see it done properly. I mean it. I mean, I have struggled this year. I'm not going to lie. I'm not looking for sympathy, but I have struggled this year because of the coping with getting used to having COPD, etc. And I mean, the yearbook was supposed to come out last year, and I ended up in hospital. So the fact it's actually going to be coming out this year is credit more than anything I've done. It's credit to those who've helped. Lisa threatens me with coal every year, but it never happens, so the coke's on her. Probably only because you'd moan about it. But I'm just buying in bulk. She's going to buy it in bulk, make it a rarity, and cutting through the bollocks needs to be a channel name. This video I'm looking forward to doing, actually, because I've already got the structure in my head. Tempted to grab before someone else does. Yeah, you go it. You do it. I've got enough channels. Dan Belfast politics. Oh no, Julie, you got cancelled. That sucks. Thank you, Sarah. We genuinely appreciate the support you've always shown us. It kind of coincided, Wes, with when, because I'd seen your name in my comments, so I'd clicked on it to see what you're about. Because also the way you commented. And some of the stuff you said I thought was fascinating. And I'm being serious now with Wes, by the way. And I had, not long before, Crow and I'd been talking about sort of, wanting to see new techniques in investigation and more scientific approach. And then suddenly APRF come along. It's like, oh, that's why I sent the link to Crow. It's like, look, there's a team here doing it. Hey, Kenny. How are you doing, sweetie? Talking about getting the real loonies within paranormal out there. And say, I don't know if you've been lurking, but just saying how whether we're a tiny channel or a big channel, or we're sort of putting stuff outside of YouTube, whether we're, Centre for Inquiry, whatever it is we're doing, we just need to stand our ground and do it properly. And so long as we're doing it properly, or at least trying to, that's the way to help paranormal. Not giving up on it. No, you wouldn't hear the last bit, Lisa. It sucks, especially when it wasn't supposed to be today. Kenny lives within the loonies. Good to know. Welcome, fellow loony Kenny. You keep making me laugh. I'll drop the dumbbell here. Oh, are you in the gym? One of the surgeons. It's quite ironic when a doctor calls in sick, isn't it? I also think in this community, because I do watch a lot of live streams, even if I'm lurking, and there is, people have been around for a while. There's a lot of knowledge in here, but it's tying it all together in the chat, not just on channels, and whatever side of the coin you're on, or if you're like myself, you're somewhere in the middle. You believer, skeptical believer. We need to focus on getting the research done properly. So, here ended the lesson, hopefully. The chat's jumping. Hope you don't have to wait too long to get. Yes, hopefully not. Hopefully it won't be a long wait. Just going to mute a minute. I'm going to cough. Always show your work, fact check yourself. It's weird, isn't it, Kenny? Because I mean, I'm an ex-academic, not paranormal, but I'm an ex-academic, and that's drilled into you as an academic. I don't think you have to be an academic to know that, by the way, but because I'm pretty anti-academic largely, but show your work. If you're an investigator, have at least have raw footage available. I know it's time consuming for him, but Joe doing on his members' live streams, doing his editing, so you can see all his cameras and the way he puts it together. Fact check yourself, absolutely. Actually, I was lurking in your live on Friday, and you really do have to fact check. Now, you're talking about AI and ChatGPT, etc. And I do use ChatGPT as a quick bibliography, if you like. And kind of what I was looking at. Oh, I was looking at the history of a location, just to sort of get me started on the history, so I could go into my. I always do that. I always just go into my research. My go-to thing is always to go into the bibliography, and research from there. three links came up at the bottom of the chat, at the bottom of the message, and one of them was Amy's Crypt, and I'm sorry, no offense to anybody, but I'm looking thinking, no, that's not a place I'm going to go for further confirmation of this story. I want CFI or Historical Society information. So trusting. I mean, I'm also an ex-teacher, so it's I'm used to it with students that they think that Wikipedia and oh, it's on the internet, it must be true. No, it isn't. Even in books, it might not be true. You have to double check your facts. And in the paranormal, there is so much that stories have mutated over time. So-called eyewitnesses or personal experiences, and I'm a big believer in personal experiences. I've had my own. I'm doing the Believe in Me project, but it's these stories evolve over time. So even what some people see as official sources aren't necessarily official. You've really got to fact check yourself, and not just check, but double check, triple check. We are always learning. When we stop learning, we're in trouble. Even Kenny was, I think it might have been on my live a few months ago, and he was saying that, you sort of do something and you think, oh, I found that out, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, what about this? What about that? You never stop learning. Learning something should always be, even if you do learn something, it should be the springboard to learning the next thing and the next thing. That's how science works. That's how research works. I must have woken up because I'm preaching. Lisa, wow, time flies when you're having fun. Please, you're having fun. I'm sorry I've been so sleepy in this live. Blame Crow. Stupid 4-hour live. What was he thinking? There's nothing worse than getting worked up for something, and get it cancelled. I know. Although if that happened to me at the dentist, I'd be like, oh, get in, I don't have to go. This is an awesome. It is an awesome community, and it always has been. Hello, James. How's your mum? In hospital, and she who's a bit better. She's better. Always search valid sources. Anyone can eat. Yeah, I know when I was teaching the 16 to 19-year-olds, you didn't really have to do it. Actually, when I was teaching at university, Wikipedia wasn't there really. When I was teaching at the college, it was, and I used to say, "Don't want to see Wikipedia in your references. Start with it to get you going if you want, and put that in. But I want to see a lot more references than that, because anybody can fill in a Wikipedia page. ChatGPT does make mistakes, and it's fine to use it. I'm not saying I don't use it, because I do. but I don't take anything as gospel. But I think that's probably research on it. Also uses Reddit. Reddit is just a hive of conjecture and fabricated stories. There's a lot of urban myths, etc., that have started on Reddit. Oh, Betty Ford is scary. Well, I'm pleased she's okay, sweetie. Rules undiscovered facts being found as long as they can be verified. It's the verification process. And with this subject, the verification process can be a nightmare if ever. So that's when you have to put your logical hat on. But you should always have your logical hat on, but you know what I mean. And the further back you go, and you don't have to go back that far. I mean, the story I was talking about earlier, where I'm trying to find more information on it, and it did involve a historian. We're talking about the 1970s. We're talking about 50 years ago, not 1,000, not even 100. But verifying it's going to be very, very difficult. He went for 4 hours. He did. Over 4 hours. I had 2 hours sleep in the middle. Kenny was going to be your next guest. I went to bed about 3 times during Crow's Live. He was on a roll this morning. He was also talking at 300 miles an hour at the start. It's like, oh. Kenny, I'll have you know, I couldn't even get a freaking Big Mac when I finally caved and got McDonald's. Crow never sleeps, apparently. He does, just not at the same time as everybody else. Apparently. Allegedly, in my opinion. I use Perplexity for searches and ask for proper sources. I usually find the published papers, etc. I still double check. Yeah, because published papers, the beauty of published papers is they will have bibliographies. So again, you can fact check their facts. And it is a big rabbit hole to go down, but and usually it's where I get a million more ideas when I'm doing that. Oh, look at this. This bit's interesting. I'm easily distracted. I'm supposed to be researching one thing, and then something comes up in my research, and I think, ooh, I have to look at this a bit more. But yeah, you still double check. My next guest will be John Michael. John has questions. He won a co-host spot a while back, and he's scheduled for the 19th. So that's 2 weeks' time, yeah? Oh, so I'm assuming, is it just an open mic on Friday? Are you still doing it live on Friday, Kenny? Yeah, you should double check. You should treat researching the paranormal like you'd treat researching anything else. And some people don't. You have to check and double check your facts. You know, if you were writing a history paper or, you know, whatever, you would be double checking your facts. Just because it's paranormal doesn't mean you still shouldn't be double checking. I have a funeral to attend this week. Oh, no show. Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry. So no show on Friday, so next week. Always miss Kenny's lives, bloody time. Yeah, I'm occasionally awake. I was last week, but usually I'm team rewatch on Kenny's. He's a podcast for me. Yeah. It's that 1 o'clock bit. Even if I'm awake during the night, the time difference sucks. You do get a lot of UK in though. It's I suppose also probably the benefit you've got is it's Friday night, so obviously a lot of people haven't got work the next day. But the time difference sucks for generally. Oh, I thought I'd broken Boba. I haven't. I thought Sage would jinx me. If I've ever part of insomnia, I'll make it one. excuse me. Yeah, I mean, Kenny leaves his lives up, unlike some people that shall remain nameless. Oh, who said that? So you can go back to Kenny's lives. For me, you're always on my lunchtime on Saturdays in New Zealand, Kenny. So that's a handy time to be on. Just saying, I leave my lives up as well. I've hardly any lives I've taken down. The last live I took down was the one Seg knocked his camera on. I keep meaning to put. I'll put the Seg and Crow bit back up, but I haven't put all of it back up. I do mostly watch the day after, so that's not too bad. Yeah. The only trouble with any live, but I think Kenny's is one of those that very much applies to it. Is what I actually do with Kenny's when I'm team rewatch, which is most of the time. I actually put it on like I just listen, because otherwise, if you sit there watching, looking at the chats, a number of times I go to actually type something in the chat, and I'm like, I can't. It's not live. I'm team rewatch. So I do it with Justin's as well sometimes. Is I'll put it on as like a radio. Radio Kenny. Radio Biddle. So we kind of have a lunch date. There you go. Saturday lunch date. Actually, to be honest, it's mainly the UK that it's bummer for, because it suits Australia. It obviously suits the US. One-sided lunch date. Oh, I don't talk food. Do you know, the minute anybody mentions eating, my stomach's going, and I've got no food left up here. Wow. Panic over. Radio Guru, Radio Biddle. Biddle Radio, another channel name. One of the things, by the way, I'll put onto the when I do the long live with sort of old stuff, is I'll put some of the Crow radios on. What we did last year. Yeah. What you need to do is say, all we hear is Radio Biddle. A la Queen. Oh, my buds are always excited. Wow, that was quick. I just love it when a package turns up. So, what you eating? The last bit of shortbread I've got up here, because you lot keep mentioning food. And I'm starving. Make some pasta for Saturday. Have a fiddle with Biddle. I don't even know what I'm making. I always get excited over new earbuds, because it's the minute I can't find them, it's like off the break. Even if I don't use them even if I haven't used them for a day, not having them, it's like I want my earbuds. What if I need my earbuds? Buds, yes, buds. I mostly listen lives in the evening. I'm on lurking mode till I fall asleep. I left Crow on this morning when I had to go back to bed. And guys, he must have been talking about food. He must have been, because I actually dreamt I was sitting eating a full English breakfast with Crow. Never dreamed about it. Suddenly, and I'm thinking that's because I've left this fucking live on. My upcoming regular comment in Skeptical Inquirer print magazine will be called Biddle Me. Ooh, nice. I like that. Biddle me this. Right, yeah. Very good. The trouble with Biddles. Nice reference. Nice Star Trek reference there. Um, not Star Trek. That's Trouble with Tribbles. Um, one of the first, might even have been the first live I saw of Kenny. One of the first lives I saw of Kenny's. And despite not agreeing on everything, I thought that there's very much geekdom loyalty here because, as well as we all know Kenny's a geek, I'm a geek. But he said on one of those very first lives I watched that he loved the first 6 Dragonlance books. And I'm sorry, but geeky code means I can't completely fall out my Dragonlance. I have a Tribble. It squeaks. I got it on a box set of DVD videos at one point. And I had it on the shelf in the bedroom, and when the batteries were finally wearing out, and I'm talking about after about 15 years, by the way, I kept hearing this squeaking. I thought a bird had got into the room, and I suddenly realised it was the Tribble with the batteries dying. I never liked Star Trek. What? I like selective Star Trek. Dragons of Little Twilight, there you go. Dragonlance will forever be my favourite book series. Yeah, I'm in the process of rereading them. And I'll read those first 6 and I'll finish off with the one they did later, which crippled me. But Dragons of Summer. They wrote later to wrap everything up. Never read them, don't hate me. They're not that well known series. You either know them or you don't. I'd found the first book by accident. I was in DC for the summer, went to the local comic book shop and just picked it up for something to read and got obsessed. I like some Star Trek. I was a Deep Space Niner. That's what my PhD was originally on. Deep Space Nine. The artwork was amazing for the time. Yeah, I should know the name of the main artist for that. Proper artwork. Didn't always like it. It's subjective though, isn't it? How you feel like characters look. There's 1 or 2 characters. No, it's like Tasselhoff. I thought that's not Tasselhoff. But yeah, some beautiful paintings. There's a YouTube channel that has all the books on audio. Really? Is it a full reading? I don't like abridged. But and don't look at the animated show. Do you know, if somebody came along like Peter Jackson did with Lord of the Rings, and they put the money and had the right casting into a proper Dragonlance series, it'd be amazing. Probably never happen, but it'd be amazing. Yeah, I was 1 or 2 of the people, the lecturers at the uni I was in when I was doing my masters, used to what do you call it? Indexed. I indexed 1 or 2 books for them. So the index you get at the back of the book, you literally have to read through the whole book and do the page numbers, etc. And it's not difficult to do, but it's sort of, so you can actually have something on. And I actually started watching Deep Space Nine. It's halfway through, actually, about season 4. Having it on the TV while I was doing this indexing, and I just got hooked. I've done international conferences on that. Bye, Wessie. It's called Dragonlance Saga. Actually, I'm going to write that down because I'm going to look at that. Dragonlance Saga. So there's a channel that reads audio from horror books, tie-in novels, horror movie tie-in novels. Don't normally listen to audio books, but I think the way I have read Dragonlance several times, but it would be nice just as that refresher, just to hear an audio. Halloween 2, the book, Fright Night, the book. Ooh. I think I've 6 in the playlist. Dragons of Winter Night, Dragons of Spring Dawning, and then you've got the trilogy of the War of the Twins. And if you take it to the one that wrapped it up, was Dragon of Summer Flame was the one that they came back with to tie the story up. I cried though. So I'm going to say no spoilers, but I cried. Aren't Dragonlance books aimed at teenagers? Not really. It's just if you're into fantasy. Actually, I don't read a lot of fantasy, but if you're into fantasy, then you know. Actually, no, they're not aimed at teenagers because they don't have that. You know, like point horror and stuff like that, where it's very clearly aimed at teenagers. No, they're not aimed at teenagers. They're basically aimed at people who love fantasy. There are some famous fans of, other than Kenny, there are some famous fans of Dragonlance, like what's the guy's name that was in Magic Mike? Joe Montenegro or something? He's a massive D&D player and he loves his Dragonlance. Yeah, I'd rather listen to a podcast than an audiobook, but they were more standard fantasy, I thought so. Yeah, they're standard. It's the beauty of the Dragonlance books for me is the characters. My all-time favourite character is in Dragonlance, that's Raistlin. It's the characters. You fall in love with the characters. YouTube, get me a Reuben sandwich. Good. So I'm just writing that down. They even do voices for the... Oh, awesome. That's better. It's been 30 years since I read them. It's been more than that for me when I first read it. I was 19. I spent the summer in DC, so since I first read them, I've reread them several times. Because it's like sort of reacquainting yourself with old friends. I'll relate to all the characters, but Tannis the most. I don't want to give any spoilers, but yeah, I loved Tannis. Tannis was a solid central character. But I get what you mean about Tannis, yeah. Actually, in a way, I think I kind of related a little bit. By the way, so I'm planning to visit James Herbert in the next few weeks. I should have done it by now. Oh, awesome. I've actually put onto my Kindle some of his books to reread as well. He tends to get forgotten. I mean, I do love Stephen King, but I think James Herbert should have more love than he does. So, the rats. Yeah, the rats and the lair. The first I found James Herbert when I was still in middle school, which for us is between 11 and 13. So, and there was a copy. They eventually took it out when the staff realised what was in it, but there was a copy of The Fog in the library, and it was found, and we all read it. And then suddenly they took it off the shelves because they realised, the content. But that kind of kick-started my James Herbert. I'd forgotten about Domain. Fabulous writer, yeah, he was a fabulous writer. So, and I think from The Fog, I think that was where I went next, was the rats and the lair, etc. And James Herbert. My God, we had The Fog in our school library too. It might have been a standard book for horror, but without them realising what the content was. I think it was more the sexual content that they removed it for, but yeah, middle school. So I was in middle school between 11 and 13. So there was James Herbert often used to go a lot darker and grimmer than King does. The cover was very plain, so it snuck in, and we didn't complain. I don't know how they found out. I don't know whether somebody actually just said, you know what's in this book, because they were oblivious for quite a while, for months before they removed it. What's the wind starting to build down to batten down the height? Yeah, they have talked about a storm, haven't they? How rude. He was twisted in a lot of ways, yeah. The Dark was one I couldn't read at night. I wouldn't read at night. Oh, I forgot about The Dark. Oh, I'm so going to have a marathon of James Herbert books. Yeah, he went a lot darker, a lot more often than King did, or does. King will have the moments, but yeah. See all these. It's like bloody music, isn't it? You end up can't find anything, so you end up rereading your old love stuff. I used to read them before I went to bed. Nothing really scares me apart from the living. King balances the light with the dark. My favourite King book is It. Read it several times. Where King is a master is moments. When I've read it was before obviously any movies or anything. Which might not have been. But anyway, when I first read it, I didn't know the story, and it's the only horror book I have literally dropped out of fright. Literally dropped it because there was a jump scare. And King's very good at that in his writing. Can send chills down your spine just for a few words. Horror films book of my security blanket. Yeah. Whatever takes you away from the real world, I think. What time are we on? Okay, I'm going to take it to 2.5 hours, then I'll wrap up, guys. I'll try and find. I'll see who's live tomorrow night. I'll try and find a couple of nighttime lives, but obviously I'm concentrating on the yearbook for the next 3 days, so. And because I'm suffering from so much insomnia, it might be middle of the night lives again. Give me a dark, creepy basement or attic, and I'm there like a shot. Tell me to speak a room full of people. And no, I can speak in a room full of people. I just don't want to speak to people in a room full of people. Speak at them. Stand there and lecture. Salem's Lot was the last book of my childhood, and the last book to truly scare me. After that, real life was the horror show. Yeah. Salem's Lot. I keep saying this for Salem's Lot, but I remember the major scare that everybody had when the TV show came out. And what I mean by TV show is a lot of the times when you see Salem's Lot, the 1980s one with David Soul, it'll be shown as a film. If you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it and you've only seen the film, if you can watch it was a 2-part TV special. Obviously, when they made it into a film, they sort of trimmed it. The 2-part TV special is much better, and to this day, just thinking about it now, the little boy scratching at the window, ooh, he commands it, yeah. Or the guy who's just been turned and he's sitting in the armchair at the end of the bed. I have a real fear of public speaking. It's awful and stopped me from doing so many things. I kind of had to. I mean, I'm really shy, and I've said before, don't take me to a party and tell me to mingle. I'll be like run like a shot. But I'll stand in front of 200 people and give a lecture. I love the original Salem's Lot, absolutely. I'll need to have a nap before my premiere says. Okay. Everything's Crow's fault. Generations of kids were traumatized by their old brothers tapping on the window. One of my best friends' husband, he's a massive horror fan, and he was watching Salem's Lot, and his bedroom was above the porch, so there was a flat roof on the porch, and his brother had been out, and he wanted to sneak into his bedroom to get back in without their mum knowing. So he's in the middle of watching Salem's Lot, and suddenly there's a tapping on the window. He said he screamed. You've missed book stuff. Yeah, too busy thinking about custard sponge. Your problem. Voice cracks and I'm nervous and it sounds awful. I think that's most people. I'm kind of, like I say, I was put in a position where I had to do it, but I can kind of create a distance between me and the audience. You say you're not having to talk to people, you're talking at them. It's different. Not networking. I know, hard to believe I'm shit at that, right? I even have to go over voiceovers several times before I come to it. Anybody who's sort of doing sort of voiceovers or going onto a channel and going live, etc. When I was still an art channel before Crow shouted me out, I didn't put my voice on there because I hated my voice. Crow shouted me out, sort of thought, well, I'm going to have to put my voice on. I was talking to him about it, and I got great advice. And one is, you don't sound the same when you hear yourself recorded than you do in your own head, because you're hearing the way people hear you, not your voice rattling around in your own head. And also, if you put your voice onto something, you're putting a little bit of yourself onto there. So I think it's even more than if you put yourself on camera, to be honest, in some ways. So it's just getting used to it. I still don't particularly like it, but I'm a lot more used to it than I used to be. Spanja being bulk buying custard, I bet she has. So I mean, though, that really helped me when Crow told me that. Most people don't like their own voice. Crow doesn't like his. Can you believe it? Crow doesn't like his. And it's because, if you think about it, if you sort of listen to yourself speak and then listen to your recorded voice, there is a difference. The other problem I have is, well, there's two problems. I hadn't realised how much I sound like my dad's sister, my auntie, and I hate that, by the way. No, never realised how much I sound like her. But also, when you recording your voice or you're listening back on a live, you realise I spend ages editing my audio, and you guys all know. I'm hoping it doesn't piss you off as much as it pisses me off on lives. Just done it. See, I can't help it, and you don't realise those little quirks of your voice, how much you do it, until you record a voiceover and you've got to suddenly realise you've got to edit it because you're stuttering, or because you're falling over your words, or because you're saying, or the certain phrases you're going to be using a lot, and you think, oh, I've already said that, so phrase that differently. See, nobody knows look at that habit. I heard of Simone Kai telling one of the actors from the 1980 version that he got so scared he had to sleep with his mum and dad. His dad was a tribal chief and was not amused. Oh my goodness. Sandra's just sent me the song, I think. Yeah, I'd rather talk to 100 strangers than one girl I like. I think that's kind of my my thing is, if you don't have to even look at, you can half look at your audience. You sort of look in different places, but you don't have to. If you do it right, you don't have to make eye contact with anybody when you're speaking, presenting paper or a lecture or whatever. Crow's an idiot's voice is lovely. Cut to the chase, Elaine. You're lurking, Crow. Elaine called you an idiot. I edit quite a few out, especially on the first read. Yeah. See, my crap. I'm annoying myself now. My pet hate for me for my voice still is you can tell on my videos if I'm better at just saying it, just knowing what I'm going to talk about. Even when I was lecturing, I used to use bullet points rather than read. I do not have a voice that can read very well. You can tell the difference with me if I've written the script and I'm reading it out, or if I'm just doing like I'm doing now and I'm just talking generally. I usually have to edit more ums and ahs out when I'm doing a vlog, but I think I sound better. It's more natural for me. Night, Peachy. You take care. So we can give you electric shocks when you or if you like. We could try. No, thank you. And very nice of you to offer sponge. But no. I did actually speak to 150 people a couple of years ago. It went okay. Yeah. To be honest, it's probably easier. You know, if you're speaking to 20 people, it's more nerve-wracking than speaking to 200, and it's because it's a mass in front of you and it's 200. If you can make eye contact, if it's to 10 or 20 people you've got to speak to, that is far more nerve-wracking than speaking to a lot. Crow's voice too. Adrenaline is a hell of a drug, yeah. And you can often get more worked up before you go on. I mean, you still get people. I still get nervous before a live. There are people who do lives and do really good lives, and they'll tell you that they're nervous as hell before they go on a live. It's like actors that might have been on stage for years and years and years, and they still get stage fright before they walk on. That's normal. My knees would be clacking like conkers. I'm decent at public speaking, but I had to do it in a long time. Hide behind a phone these days and get screamed at by ignorant people. See, my idea of horror, even when I have to do it, I've got a few phone calls to make this week. I will put phone calls off. I hate phoning people I don't know, especially if it's official stuff. Usually once I do it, I pick the phone up and think, sorry, you've got to make this call, and I'm okay with it. But I've always hated using the phone, always. So especially, so the worst job you could ever give me is put me in a call centre. I'd be a nervous wreck all day. I was nervous alone, but it was about the community centres getting closed down when they're more needed than ever. That's a subject you're passionate about then as well. Hey Susan, how you doing? I don't mind public speaking. I find it difficult to talk to myself for video and now on lives. You do fine on your lives, sweetie. You're on the road now. Talk on the phone all day and I hate it. Yeah, absolutely worthy cause. Right, guys, I am going to wrap it up. See, I probably do it all the time, but now I've spoken about it every time it comes out of my bloody mouth. It's annoying me. So, thank you everybody for being here. Sorry we're just ending up, Susan, you just got here, but I hope you're okay, darling. and probably sometime, it depends when I can sleep. I will be doing at least one live between now and Saturday. My Saturday, I'll show you a lot of key pages from the yearbook so you can see what it's all about. In the meantime, and like I say, just one last thing: if you haven't seen Crow's video, please go over and watch it and share it. If share it. If you've got a channel, share it. If you've got a Facebook, Instagram, please share it. I do think that needs to be out there more. So thank you, everybody, and I will see you soon. Toodles.
Don't need coffee.
I need coffee. I need coffee.
You don't need coffee.
I need coffee, Daddy.